for a second. Yeah, I did a video on his page and saying that if critical race theory would taught in school in proper form, if it would lower the self-esteem of white children, then the absence of critical race teaching lowers the self-esteem of black children. And I had a few people respond about the video saying they should not be learning critical race theory. People need to learn things that's going on present as far as skills. White people fear the learning of critical race theory because if you actually learned how America was shaped and built, you will understand that everything that built America was built off the backs of black people. So critical race theory shows that Europeans, white people, use violence in order to put themselves in this position and not use their work ethic or skills or talents. Another reason why they are so scared of critical race theory is because they have so much about our history hidden that they don't want revealed, such as the fact that black people ruled all of Europe, and the fact that if you look up what is an Anglo-Saxon, right? It is a dramatic group of people that come from an island next to Denmark, shaped like an angle. That's where the word Anglo-Saxon come from. So they came into Europe. They came into Britain about 410. And the reason why white people want critical race theory hidden so much is because they slaughtered and killed the black people out of Britain, but it was approved by the Roman Catholic Church. Pope at the time was ordaining them in as Roman Catholic, as kings, and saying that they had the right to rule this land, creating the feudalist system. But see, they don't want you to really understand critical race theory because you will have to look at and understand how racism has played a part in creating their situation versus our situation. And you will see on a continuous basis, if you do critical race theory, that all of theirs was built up off the back of ours. So you look at the farming when we was an industrial, when we was a agricultural economy, who worked the farms, right? So after slavery, when you think about they did the convict leasing, this is how they financed their states and built their interstate highways off of the mass incarceration of blacks in prison leasing. See, all of their wealth was built up off them oppression of black people. And this is why white people do whatever in their possible to hide critical race theory. They hide critical race theory because they went into our communities and they burnt so many black communities down. And when you have to factor in critical race theory, you factor in what was the wealth that black people lost from you all coming to our communities and burning our communities down. When you really look at critical race theory, then you begin to look at the fact that white people actually just was able to confiscate and steal land that black people had actually earned and worked for by using violent means. These Europeans want to hide the fact that they have gained their position through violence and not through thought process, not through skill. They had they gained this entire country and the position they in by the oppression of blacks off the backs of blacks. Right now, today, you have to understand everything they ever got, they was given to by the government. I did in the video The Homestead Act. Black people was not considered citizens when they ended the Homestead Act in 1866. The 14th Amendment did not come about until 1866. So they gave those white people those lands. That's how black people ended up sharecropping so much for white people, because the government had gave them the land. But when you look at places like Wilmington, North Carolina, where black people own, half the black people own land, 10 years after after the Civil War, the reason how they lost that land is violence. White people went through murder, slaughtered, burnt down the press, the newspaper. How are we going to be able to build and establish wealth with white people constantly coming to our communities and burning it down and having the support of the government and the police departments? The reason why Europeans want to hide critical race theory so much is because it shows you that the only thing that got them in this situation is violence. Your white people are scared of their history.